So I'm really excited about our first panel. All of you in one way or another are creators. If you ever posted anything on Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook or anywhere, you're creating. But some people create in a professional manner, and they have special joys, special rewards, and special issues. And our next panel are a couple of creators from both Roblox, a Roblox developer, and someone who is both posted on TikTok and now works for TikTok. And the moderator of the panel is Tammy Baumuk. Am I pronouncing your name? Close enough. And I've known Tammy, even though I can't pronounce her last name, because I've always called her Tammy. We've been friends for years. She's Vice President of Marketing and Digital Civility at Roblox. What a great title, Digital Civility Vice President. That's great. She works with the company globally, inspiring brand advocacy, awareness, engagement through social channels and digital experiences. She's also creating a worldwide community of internet safety leaders to ensure good digital citizenry among kids and teens. She's passionate about growing companies that enhance people's day-to-day lives, brings over 25 years of consumer and high-tech marketing experience to Roblox. She's worked with other important companies in the Valley, and also is on the board of the board of directors of the Family Online Safety Institute. And like me, she graduated with a BA from the University of California, Berkeley. So go Bears, and come on up.
Good morning, everybody. I am so excited to be here. I'm Tammy Baumuk. I'm with Roblox, and I am so lucky to be able to host this panel with my esteemed guests. Kutsi, I'm going to try your last name here, Chikumbu.
You got it.
Did I do it? Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And Schumacher from Roblox. So Kutsi is from TikTok. And they are creators, Kutsi actually is both a creator and he is a leader of a team that helps manage and nurture and lead influencers on TikTok. I'm actually going to let you guys give a couple of minutes on your own backgrounds and how you got into what you're doing. So, Kutsi, did you want to go first?
Want me to start?
Yeah.
Great. Hi, everyone. So my name is Kutsi Chikumbu. I'm the Director of Creator Community at TikTok. People will be like, what does that even mean? It means I'm the person that leads a team that nurtures creators on TikTok. So who uses TikTok in here? Anyone? I love it. I love it. Yes. So we work with creators, we talk to creators and how to really elevate them. So all your favorite top creators on TikTok that you might, say a name, but also like the up and coming. And I also create as well. I have an account on TikTok, and TikTok's mission is to inspire creativity and to bring joy. So one of my joyful moments in life is that I love luxury candles. I know it's a very random thing to love, but I do. So I post about luxury candles under my handle, Sir Candleman, on TikTok, and I love being able to express myself in a world where sometimes a little negative, to have a little joy too.
Hi everybody, my name is Anne. I've been a creator on Roblox for several years now. I'm most notable for a game called My Droplets, which just recently hit 19 million views.
Yes.
Incredible.
And I'm currently working on a game called Mermaid Life, which is an alpha. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a game based around fashion and obviously mermaids. And yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit more, I would love to understand how you got to be where you are. So the definition of creators, I think that everybody may have a different definition of what a creator is. And I would love to hear from you what, creators are traditionally thought of as maybe computer science people, you have to code, that type of thing. And I would love to hear from you what you think of a creator.
So to me, a creator is a person that's sharing an idea through a specific medium of their choosing. So you could be a creator through photography, writing, coding, 3D modeling, animating, any of that.
Kutsi, do you have a...
Yeah, I mean, at TikTok, we say it all the time, everyone is a creator, not only because it's a nice and easy thing to say, but I think we all have creative instincts and passions. Maybe they're latent, but they're inside, and the app allows you to do that because of the creative tools and effects that are really easy to use. But in general, I think anyone with a creative instinct and wants to express that is a creator. So everyone here is a creator.
So growing up, did you ever think that you would be in the business that you're in? Anne?
I, from the age of 8 years old, thought that I was going to be the CEO of Pixar one day.
Still could happen.
I'm super into animation, creating, but I definitely knew that I was meant to do something and share my ideas with the world, especially when I joined Roblox and started making games when I was 14 years old.
How do your parents feel about it?
They're super excited for me. They're my biggest fans.
Did I think I would be a creator? So, fun fact, a lot of people don't know this about me. I was an accountant a couple years ago, and before that I was a management consultant. Very good with a spreadsheet, but also very good with creating content. And so when I hear that question, I was like, I always wanted to work in online video and entertainment, so it was a goal. I didn't know it would manifest in this specific way. But also, midway through my accounting job, I was like, it's a great job, you make great money, it's a good profession, but also I realized you can create your own life, right? And you can pivot and live the dreams that you want to live. So you don't always have to be the standard thing. You can create online, but you can also create your life too.
So I think that, Anne, one of the stories you were telling me is both of your parents are engineers, right? And I think that maybe a lot of you in the audience, my guess is your parents are in tech in some fashion, given living here. So you may be able to relate to this, and that her parents wanted you to be an engineer or something like that, right?
Yeah, so my parents, from a young age, they put me in HTML, and they wanted me to be a programmer and eventually work for them. I did not want to follow what my parents wanted me to do at all.
Does this relate to anybody? No.
But being a creator on Roblox, I felt like I could express myself artistically, which is what I really wanted to do. And I realized that I did want to be a coder. So eventually I did follow that path.
Okay. So both of you have found success in what you're doing, and hopefully personal achievement as well. I would love to hear, and both yourself and the creators at TikTok that you work with, there are pros and cons, there's ups and downs to being a creator. I'd love to get into some of that. What are some of the challenges that being, I think that a lot of people out here especially think, how to be so cool to be a creator. Everybody probably knows some of the upside, right? The notoriety, the fame, sometimes the money that comes with it. But what are some of the challenges that creators face?
Yeah, I can give it a stab, and then you can go for it. As you were saying that question, I'm thinking success. What does that even mean? And I think, one, it's really important to define it for yourself. So, success could be, again, could be fame, fortune. For some people, it's just creative satisfaction, being able to bring to life the thing that they really love. For some people, it's building a community. And for some people, it's just the process of creating. So defining that. But, traditionally, people think of success as followers and views and money. And I think I've seen a lot of people get that. And I've had some viral videos too. And some of the negatives is that, if you have that kind of fire success, anytime you don't have that, for your next video, the next thing that you put out, you kind of think, oh, am I still good enough? Then you can get into this mental cycle of ups and downs based on your views. And that's not good, right? Because you are a person outside of your videos, and it's really important to remember that. And also, once you kind of find that success of people loving your creative expression, in this case, videos, you then think you have to keep up with it. So now you feel the pressure of keeping up with this audience and going. And what I found in order to counteract that is to really remember your why. Why are you even doing this in the first place? And that should be your driver. If it's to be creative, you must stick with that creative instinct, and that will carry you through.
Yeah, and also just the fact that putting yourself out there can be terrifying. Putting your creations out there can be terrifying. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be big critics of your work, but some of it can be really useful and others can be just plain bullies. And I think it's important for you to decipher what is helpful and what you should be ignoring.
So it's, I think it's, when you're in high school especially, it's really, really, really hard to draw the line and create boundaries and bumper guards. I think that mental health is so critical, so important in this day and age of the internet, and making sure that you all are helping each other and your friends put those safeguards on your lives, no matter what they are. How do your creators find balance in their lives?
Yeah, so I have the privilege, again, of speaking to creators every day, and I think there are a number of tools available to them that we encourage creators to use. And for a place like TikTok is a platform, a content ecosystem, if you will, and a creator ecosystem. So the place you want to start with TikTok and any platform is with the community guidelines, which you probably see them pop up here in a notification or on the website, and they're referred to in app. These are the rules that govern the content that we want on TikTok and the content that we do not want on the platform, since we're trying to keep a safe, positive, fun place for people that are creating and people that are watching. So as a creator, it allows you to know for yourself when you're posting what maybe you're going into a little bit of the gray area. I should maybe not be posting this. But also as a viewer, and this is where you get to start using the tools at your disposal, you now know what governs this platform, and you can report accounts and report content. And what I've learned is you get to control your energy around your life and the negativity that comes to you, and you can block, you can report. At the account level, you can turn your account from public to private. You can, when you're posting, take off comments or use keyword filters to remove comments. On TikTok, who knows what a duet is? It's like when you make a side-by-side video on TikTok. You can turn that off on a video. Some people don't want other people controlling their narratives. They want to just post their videos and not have people post. So those are a lot of the tools of having people know that you are in control of your community and the energy around you by the tools and the guidelines that the platform has.
So you bring up a great point, and I think that for any platform, TikTok, Roblox, any platform that you guys spend a lot of time on, take control of your world. Go into the settings, set things up the way that you want to set things up to create positive experiences for yourself. You are able to take control. One of the things that Anne had mentioned to me was that she has seen bullying. She has seen negativity with some of the interactions. How do you deal with that? How do you separate yourself from the negative?
So there are some specific cases. When I was 16, I had the opportunity to be in an interview with Forbes magazine. They wanted to talk about myself as a creator, and I was so excited. I wanted to share it with my Twitter following, and so I posted the article on there, and people had taken my face and zoomed in on it really closely and started judging every feature about me. But I think what's important is that kind of negativity has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the insecurity that they are feeling themselves. And also just give yourself a detox from all of social media if you need to, so that you don't engage with the negative people, and also use the block button. It's really helpful.
Can I add on to that real quick? Yeah, so I post about candles, so how negative can you really be? But but I do get I hate this, and I'm just okay. I'm a little older, so I just I can understand that it's just a comment. It doesn't matter. But for the people here, if you ever thought about writing anything negative, I hope not, but when you do get those comments, you should always remember the intention. For a lot of times when people say mean things, I'm sure you know this, they're saying it because they want attention. They think they'll either get more likes or more views, or people go to their profile and then follow them. And it's really like a person wanting attention and love. And if you realize that that's what that's about, it's never about you. It's really about people wanting attention. So what's important is continue to, even when you sometimes get negative feedback, continue to give positivity, because the internet is a two-way street. It's what you get is what you give, and you always want to counteract that negativity with positivity. And like she said, sometimes you can also just take a break.
Yeah, use that internet for the force for good, right? So I would love to get a hand raise from you guys. I'd love to get a sense for how many of you actually go into the settings and do exactly what Kutsi and Ann are recommending. Either take a break, block, or just take some time away from your devices and your apps. Can I see a show of hands who actually do that?
Love.
Way to go, way to go. It looks like half of you, so maybe you'll inspire more people.
There are a lot
to
of
do that.
settings. They're really there for people to empower themselves, to create a safe space. I'm a firm believer in using all of them.
So going down that path, safety, we've talked a little bit about mental health and making sure you're as balanced as possible. Talking about safety, what are some of your tips or recommendations when you're a creator, you've found popularity? What are some of the things that you can do now that looking back that you may have done before to keep yourself safe?
So, because of that Forbes article, my full name had gone out into the public when I was kind of like a smaller developer. I really regret that. I wish I had used a false name because it definitely makes me feel less safe. So if you do plan to be a creator and put yourself out there, I would really recommend just like having a separate online identity versus an in real life identity so that you can protect yourself always.
And working with some of the top creators at TikTok, when people was like, "Oh my God, remember like a year ago you were here, and now you've become so successful." Depending on your goal, one of the things that I hear time and time again is like, "I really wish I had." I'm going to harp on about these tools, but I really wish I would have like set up keyword filters. Like it's really easy to just like block out negativity because you don't need it, and that's like the number one thing. Or like I wish I had disabled comments on some videos because I was just sharing. I didn't need that feedback. So setting it up early in your journey can prevent you from feeling the negative side effects like later on, because you don't need that.
And do a lot of TikTok influencers actually use their real names, or do they go by usernames? Or
It's a combination, actually. That's a good question. We always talk about what's like a great we say handle or username. What's a great username? Depending on if you want to be like a big star. A lot of the people use their names. Some people use stage names, or like what do you call a stage name? Like a
Username?
just a username like that they come up with. That's not their name. It depends. I think it depends on if you're like a gaming creator, or a fashion creator, or a travel creator, I think having something to do with those categories helps. But if you're more of a personality, then you kind of want to lead with your name because that's what you're trying to do.
So creators are super popular now, and moving forward, what's the future look like for you, for the creators that you work with, for yourself? What does the future look like? Is this a long-term thing? What's the future look like in 5 years?
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
So this year I'm actually starting my own company for game development, and I'm going to be hiring a
That's
full
amazing.
team. I'm pretty excited about it, but that's basically what the future is looking like for me right now.
I love that. A boss in the making. Well, a boss today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For creators on TikTok, what we're starting to see, what's really exciting is, I think TikTok created a place for what I call low stakes creativity. Like everything, I think, in everywhere else that people posted, I think had kind of become an ordeal, like a production. And I think the stakes are too high, and everything's a highlight reel, and TikTok really helped you go back into that inner creativity and like the passions and things you have. So for 2020 and beyond at TikTok and around creators that I talk about, and for me too, it's about leaning even deeper into your passions, like the travel content, the really creative art, the fashion, the vlogs, the food. Like everyone can be a food creator. Like we could all be Jamie Oliver if we wanted to. And I think people kind of getting back into that feeling of making videos that bring you joy, and that's also what TikTok stands for. So I think there's a super long-term play.
So do you think it's here to stay?
Absolutely. I think because it brings joy, but it also brings information. And I think when you have that good intersection, it's like now meaningful to your life.
So platforms like Roblox, like TikTok, spend a lot of time on safety measures to make sure that people have options to set up their experiences the way that they want to set it up to hopefully create more positivity. Moving forward, what do you see as the future for safety on the internet, not only on your platforms, but in general for these high schoolers?
Yeah, I think one is to continue to have the conversation about you are in control. I think for the longest time, we always thought like we are at the mercy of the people that like see our accounts and our content and our creation. And at TikTok, it's really about letting the community know that they have all of these tools at their disposal. So I think one, continuing that conversation, really empowering the user and the creator to like own their own narratives and their own safety circles is one. And then continuing to build the tools that enable people to do that. I think there's so much that can be built on top of what's been set up now so that we continue to have a safe, positive, fun environment, which furthers our mission to inspire creativity and bring joy. You can't do that if you're not safe.
Anne, do you have any thoughts on
Yeah, it's really up to the voice of the community because these platforms want to hear your feedback and they want to create a safe environment for you. So the louder you speak, the more you'll get done.
Great. Well, I think we have a few minutes left, and I would love to answer some questions because I'm sure you all have some questions for these amazing creators. How many minutes do we have? How many questions do you think we have? 4 minutes? Is that what you said? 5 minutes. Great. Perfect. So does anybody have questions? Raise hands. Yeah? Do you have the...
All right.
Great.
No applause necessary. It's okay. So in terms of TikTok and safety, like what if somebody makes, this isn't a personal experience, but I've heard of somebody making a TikTok of someone without their permission. If somebody didn't like that, how would they go about, taking that down in terms of safety, especially if they don't know the username or anything like that? And what does that outlook, in the future look like in terms of safe internet, if that makes sense?
Sure, I'll give it a stab. So, you got to go a couple levels down. So first is, what is the mission of TikTok? It's inspire creativity and bring joy. That means we want a safe place where people feel positive and happy to create. And then we have our community guidelines, right, which dictate what we allow and don't allow on the platform. So anything around negativity, bullying, harassment, like anything in that world is not allowed on TikTok. So you have, with that, the in-app tools to able to report that. So you can actually report it in-app, or if you go to the safety center on TikTok.com, there's also directions there. So if you report it, you can literally at that video, that if you're talking about it, click the buttons, click report, and it'll write it down, and it'll say which video, and then that will be taken care of by the team, and they'll review it against the community guidelines.
Yes, the blue shirt. Or maybe, I don't know what, can't see that shirt.
Can I get free Robux?
Well, I'll address that one. For all of you, there are no free Robux. Yes, and so I would have to say that anytime you see from a safety and security standpoint, there are a lot of apps and things like that talk about free Robux. Don't get tricked. It is against our terms of service to give out free Robux. So just to be aware and be savvy that there are no free Robux. So that's what I meant by that. How about another question?
Right here.
Yes, let's maybe. Oh, sorry, great.
So what's your guys' salary? That's confidential.
Okay, well, I know that Anne, you've answered this in certain ways before. We won't talk about actual numbers here, but
I'm earning a living right now. I'm feeling very confident in the future. So I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing.
And I mean, I work there, so I get paid what I get paid. And then for creators, you can make, some people just do it for fun. So for some people, they're not looking to monetize. And then for some creators, they work with a lot of brands that are on TikTok, and they can make a range of dollar fees for their branded content. But that's between them and the brand, so I'm not really in their deals.
Yeah, and at Roblox, since we are 100% user-created content, it's a very long tail. So we have very successful creators that are truly making a living. They're putting themselves through college, and they're very comfortable. But that is a small percentage of the total community. But there a lot of our developers that we're focused on is making sure that many of them can earn a living if they choose to pay attention to their creations full time.
Okay. So in terms of the popularity of the rising game genres of Roblox and the social media platforms like TikTok, with the rise of bots coming in, how are you all able to take care of those things and with the algorithms and the moderation?
Yeah, not really my area of expertise. So we have teams really set up to do moderation, a combination of moderation strategies, technology, and policy to address those. Not really my area of expertise, but they're ever evolving so that we can continue to build a platform where people are, having actual fun and having joy brought into their life.
So on Roblox, we have a lot of verifying little games that you can play where you rotate this object until it matches perfectly, and then you can leave a comment or whatever. But personally, when I have a group for a game, I just like to close it off. So you have to be accepted into the group so I can manage any bot spamming in my feed under my group.
We have teams of engineers that address it on the global platform as well.
I have two quick questions. Was TikTok originally called Musical.ly?
A long time ago, yes, and it was rebranded from Musical.ly to TikTok, but we're in TikTok world now.
And do you guys play a lot of Roblox?
At TikTok, not so much. Not me, but I'm a big fan.
Do you guys?
I play it every day.
Thank you.
How do you become a creator?
Oh, that's a great question. It's almost like an existential question. It's like, who am I even? How do you become a creator on any platform and I talk to creators every day, and people are like, how do I become successful? It is to just begin. So if you have an idea, you must start. Like, you're not going to become this thing that you imagine in your head if you don't, in our world, click the little plus button and film your first video and put your effect and your caption and post it. And then two, making sure you're consistent. And lastly, making sure, actually, number one, have a reason and a vision, and that's how you become a creator. It's not like some magical thing. So I think a lot of times people see super successful creators, I create, and people that you might know on the internet, you're like, how do they even do that? They started from day one of just their creative expression and then continually going for it and putting themselves out there and adjusting as they go, because it is a long journey to reach that kind of creator goal.
And additional thoughts on how to become? So if they wanted to become you, how would they start that journey?
Well, for me, I found something that I was very passionate about, and I just kept going and didn't give up regardless of any failures that I had, because every failure is really just a learning experience. And everything you do beyond those failures will be better and better.
I think one more question?
Sorry, hi, I'm Zakia. I'm from Pinole. Is there something that you wish you would have known when you were younger that you know now?
Another great question. I'll let you go first this time.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll go for it. So I mentioned it earlier, but I had my career so I studied accounting and finance in college. Became an accountant, a management consultant. I had this dream, and only when I was so unhappy that I couldn't get out of bed to go to work, I still showed up, because show up to your job. I decided to make a change. And I really wish, and it's led me here to this creator journey for myself, and then with all the creators that I work with, and a life that I love. And what I wish I had known was that you are in control of your life much sooner rather than later, and started that journey to become the fullest, most authentic me that I can become. And even more importantly now, given that it's Internet Safety Day, knowing the power that Safer Internet Day, knowing that the power that you have as a person putting out energy into the world, always be a force for good. Always put out positivity, because one, you get it back, but also it inspires other people to do the same. So, in a world of bullying and mean comments, be the positive force always in life.
So personally, I feel like your personal connections are just as important, if not more important, than the number of likes that you get on a picture, the number of likes you get on a tweet. It's just so important for you to have personal connections so that you still have real connections. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Personal connections?
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Real life connections,
Yeah.
personal connections, yeah.
Just so you feel like you belong,
So I think we're out of time. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for all of your time and your thoughts. Thank you so much. So one parting thought for all of you. Remember, you guys are all creators. You guys are all a powerful force for good. And I can also speak for Roblox and TikTok. The majority of people are kind and good. Any sort of negativity that you see is a fraction. So remember, be that force for good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.